It took 2 different paths to get here, but both teams find their way to Champaign, Illinois at the State Farm Center for today's Class 3A state semifinal between the Palatine Pirates and the Normal Community Ironmen. Good afternoon, everybody. Alongside me is Michael Savoy. I'm Owen Dimfel. And Michael, it's been a great start to the state tournaments here in Champaign. They had some of the games going yesterday, and now so far we're getting into the 3A action right now.
Yeah, and the games yesterday, the small school battles, and they're always fun to watch. And not a lot of people think there's a lot of good basketball in terms of the small schools, but yeah, there's really good basketball with 1A and 2A schools. And now we're just getting started this afternoon. 3A just ended. Now we're starting with 4A. The first 4A semifinal right now will be the Normal Community Ironmen, like you said, Owen, and the Palatine Pirates. Can't wait for this one.
I caught myself. We had some great matchups in the 3A session. Richwoods losing to DePaul College Prep, and then Mount Carmel topped Mount Zion in the other semifinal. So now we're just getting started for the 4A, and kind of just looking at both teams. Normal Community, they've had just a dominant season, and they are just a dominant group of players.
I mean, yeah, there's not a better way to put it. I mean, they're going to be tall. We've seen them all season long. Their average starting height, it's got to be around 6'7". I mean, the smallest player in their starting lineup is probably 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". So I mean, you go from there and you get taller and taller. I mean, it's a hard team to prepare for. The Normal Community Ironmen are, and we're not surprised to see them here at 31-5.
Yeah, and you just talk about their size, and we're sitting here sideline at State Farm Center, and we're watching them warm up, and they just got a look of a college team, even at the high school level, and it can be intimidating at times. We've talked about how, Kobe Walker, 6'10", Jaheim Weber, also 6'10". Not many teams you're going to find that can boast that kind of height. And it's not just them. They also have the 6'6", Nico Newsom, who's a guard. That's kind of absurd. And also a 6'8", Noah Cleveland, who, honestly, standing next to the two 6'10" guys, he's pushing up there as well.
Yeah, and, it's rare to have any team in high school basketball in general to have any kids that are at 6'10" or plus. It's also rare to see 3 players. I gotta say, Noah Cleveland's probably 6'10", so I gotta give Normal Community this. It's really rare to see 3 players on your team at 6'10". I mean, it's rare, and that's an advantage. Obviously, an advantage for Normal Community coming into this game at 31-5, and they don't lose often, and they don't lose often because of their size.
So now let's flip on the other side to the Palatine Pirates. Coming into this game, 28-8 overall. They finished 8-2 in the Mid-Suburban West Conference, up by the Chicago suburbs. That was second in their conference. They're highlighted by the senior forward, Connor May.
Connor May, I mean, he can do it all in the offensive end. He's actually become the school's all-time leading scorer, so he's legit, and he pretty much leads this team in every offensive category you can name, and even some of the off-the-ball categories. So you talk about points per game. He's got 19.3 coming into this game. He leads the team in rebounds with 287. He also leads the team in three-point percentage and free-throw percentage. So he can pretty much do it all, and he can score on all 3 levels, and it should be exciting to see him play against this Normal Community team.
You mentioned he recently became the school's all-time leading scorer. In fact, he did that in the last Supersectional with 21 points, including his game winner over
Gurnee Warren.
Gurnee Warren, 55-53. And do you know who he passed for the school's all-time leading scorer?
I do not know.
It was Kevin McKenna, former NBA player and current assistant at the University of Oregon. So quite the name to surpass in total points. And yeah, when you're just looking at Connor May's stats, the guy's put up 511 total shots this season. I mean, the guy is just a hard worker and a natural scorer. The 19.3 points per game average is the highest among players here in the 4A semifinalists. So he can really get it going, but he's not the only one. They also got a big man down the paint too, Tony Belunganai. It's going to be a name that we might stumble across multiple times tonight, but we're going to do our best. And he's just a force in the paint. Also a great football player for the Palatine Pirates.
Yeah, anytime you have – he's a Division I recruit, by the way. So anytime you have a Division I recruit on your team, whether it be a 6'3 guard or a 6'9 big man or any type of player, it gives you a huge boost because you know how talented they are. You know how athletic they are. And Tony Belunganai is no different with them. He hangs out down low, and he's able to taking some of the pressure on low. He's able to take hits, and he's going to be it's going to be between Balaganai and the Norm Community big men. That's going to be the story of this game.
We talked about Balaganai being a football player, currently holds an offer from Akron to play offensive tackle. His coach, he praised his hands and feet, especially over the past 16 games. He said that football coach should be lining up at the door, looking for Tony Balaganai, and he makes the team more complete as well. When he's been able to go, so has the team, and it's obvious that he's going to be a huge X factor in today's semifinal game.
Well, everyone on the Palatine team, all the players they have in their rotation, they all bring something different. So you talk about Connor Main, the fact that he can shoot the lights out of the gym. He can score on all three levels. So he's their scorer. Balaganai, like we said, he's the force down low. He's the one that you want to give the paint touches to because, like you said, good hands and good feet. So it's a big plus for them. You also have to talk about Tommy Elter, another difference maker for this team. He's the one who's pretty much the glue guy. He can pretty much do anything for this team, whether it be getting rebounds when you really need it and getting assists when you really need it. A good game for him, as Coach Eric Millstone said in his interview, is not necessarily scoring like 20 points a game, which is good games for most players. A good game for him is maybe 2 points, but he's also getting 12 rebounds. He's getting 10 assists. He can do anything well, and I mean he's one of the difference makers, and he's one of the reasons why Palatine's here.
Just a great overall player. And as the clock under 30 seconds here before tip-off, Michael, how about some quick keys to the game for each squad?
Well, Normal Community, I got to say, having a taller team on your having a taller squad means that you obviously have advantages, and when you play offense with the taller teams, you got to make sure you're smart, you got to make sure you're safe, and you got to make sure you take opportunities when you're given to you, because with a taller team, you're going to be given good opportunities. So capitalize on those opportunities. Palatine is undersized. They don't have much advantage going their way. So they have to make sure to do the small stuff right. When they get to the free throw line, they got to make their shots, limit turnovers, and be smart.
All right, and we are just about underway here for the 3A semifinal. We will step aside for a quick break as we honor America. And welcome back. After we wrapped up yet another beautiful rendition of the national anthem. And, it really makes me think, Michael, being an athlete, it's part of every game. You listen to the national anthem. But at this stage in the state tournament, you're in the big arena. You got to look around, and these players, it's just a special opportunity. And, man, I just can't only imagine what's going through their heads as they were lined up with their hands over their hearts.
Man, the Normal Community, they've been here before. They've been here in 2015. They didn't fare too well in 2015. They ended up finishing third in the state in 2015. But for Palatine, I mean, for them, this is uncharted water for them. This is the first time they've ever been in the state tournament. They've gone close a few years ago in the few years past. They've been a pretty good program, but they have not gone past the sectional until this year. They get past the sectional, obviously. They get past the super sectional. They beat Warren. And then obviously are here for the first time. So for them, it's all about taking in this moment because, you know, you never know when this is going to come back again.
Yeah, it's certainly uncharted waters for them. The last time they made it to a state tournament was back in 1985, I believe. But that was back when it was just the quarterfinals. Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me, 1981 and 82. But that was back when it was just the quarterfinals and not down to the four teams. So, yeah, this is theoretically the farthest they've ever made it. And you spoke about how, like, you know, take it all the moment in and acknowledge that it's a special moment. But one thing about this team that Coach Millstone noted was that they never get rattled. This could easily be a stage where the moment can become too big for the team. But he had a high level of praise for his team that the kids just don't get rattled, and it doesn't matter if they're up 10 or down 10, they're a steady calm.
Yeah, when you're Palatine and you realize that your team's history, you know, you've never been to a state finals before, you've never been to a state tournament, you don't come in with any expectations because no one has much of anything in terms of expectations for you. So they don't need the, you know, play on the chip on their shoulder because, you know, they've been there before. No, they can play loose because at the end of the day, you know, Palatine, they've never been in this situation. So as long as they advance, I mean, you don't have to play a chip on your shoulder.
And we mentioned this is Normal Community's first time at the state tournament since 2015, where they placed second.
Second.
Yeah, they placed second. And that year they lost to Stevenson, who at the time had Jalen Brunson. I don't know if you've heard of that name, Michael.
I have not. No, I definitely have. He's one heck of an NBA player. He currently plays for the Knicks, and he's turned out one heck of a career so far. I believe this is his first year in the All-Star game. I could be wrong, though, but yeah, I mean, anytime you can lose to a team with an NBA player in high school basketball, I mean, kudos to him. Kudos to the Ironmen for that season, too. And
head coach Dave Witzig was asked whether, you know, was this year's team better than that 2015 team or, you know, just in any aspect? And he was kind of just had a pause. He wasn't sure how to answer that. That 2015 team kind of, you know, had its own aspects that made them great. One thing that he highlighted was that they had like one way to win. Compared to this year's team, they have multiple ways to win. But really the ultimate answer that he gave was that he wanted to wait until after this game and after Saturday maybe even to make that decision.
Yeah, I mean, you got to wait until, you know, your team places, and you can judge from there. If they place second, then maybe it's 50-50. But maybe if they win the state finals, which is yet to be determined, obviously we're in the semifinals still, but if they win the state finals, then, you know, you never know. Maybe they are better. But I have no idea about the 2015 team, but I do know this about this year's team. They have a lot of size, and they have a lot of ways that, you know, they can impact you. So it's not surprising that they have a lot of ways to win.
Going through the starting lineups for both the Pirates and the Ironmen. Starting with the Pirates, it's number 20, the sophomore guard, Darren Dick. Number 21, the senior, Connor May. He's a forward. Number 22, senior guard, Tommy Elter. Number 23, junior guard, Carter Monroe. And then rounding out the five for the Pirates is the sophomore forward, Tony Belunganai. And for the Normal Community Ironmen, senior guard number 3, Nico Newsom. Senior guard number 11, Braylon Roman. Senior forward number 22, Dexter Niekamp. Senior forward number 23, Noah Cleveland. And then finally for the Ironmen, the senior big man center, number 33, Jaheim Weber.
This should be a fun one, Owen. I cannot wait to see the ending of this one because you can look at all the advantages that Normal Community has, and you can look at all the advantages that Palatine will have. It should be one hell of a game.
Yeah, certainly. I'm excited for this one to tip off. Wrapping up the introductions here and, you know, kind of going through some of these other players again. Jaheim Weber, a Wright State commit. He is, according to 24/7 Sports, the 11th overall prospect in the state of Illinois, averaging 10.3 points per game. Dexter Niekamp, coach, Dave Witzig kind of just described him as an all-around athlete. He plays, obviously, for the basketball team. Also a football player who's committed to Illinois State as a defensive end. He was an all-stater for the Ironmen. And then he's also a first baseman in baseball. So always a nice addition to a team when you can be well-rounded athletes such as Niekamp. Also for the Ironmen, Noah Cleveland, he's certainly had a great year. Took the year off last year, kind of just was tired of the game, kind of fell out of love with it, but came back to open gyms and asked coach if he could participate and see the team again. And sure enough, he's back here as a senior year playing in the state tournament.
Yeah, Noah Cleveland comes back after, obviously, like you said, getting the year off, getting a job, earning some money, doing some more blue-collar things, obviously back on the hardwood. But then another X factor, honestly, for this Norwood community team is Nico Newsome, the Bloomington High transfer. He was pretty much the first option for the Raiders, the Purple Raiders. But now he goes to Norwood community. Now he's not the first option, he's not even the second option. I'd say he's more of a third option, so he's going to take more of a team approach. And it's definitely helped out the Ironmen all season.
And we are just about underway to tip off the first 4A semifinal game. And the tip goes to the Pirates of Palatine. They'll set it up. That's Monroe, gives it off to May. Now it's Elter with it. Here on the wing is Dick. Now a deep two-pointer, no good by Bologanai, rebounded by Newsome.
Bologanai showing that he's fearless with the basketball, already shooting the jumper, and I didn't really expect him to shoot the ball, out of the open especially, but I thought he'd make his living down low more.
Here's Cleveland with it. Looks like the Pirates rolling with a 2-3 zone defense.
Yeah, they do a really good job with their zone defense.
Niekamp gives it off to Roman. Top of the key, dribbling around, trying to find something. We get a whistle, and there's going to be a push on Connor May. He'll pick up his first foul.
Yeah, Connor May on Jaheim Weber, that's already a size mismatch, and you can already tell that's how Palatine, that's how they're, undersized a little bit compared to community. And Connor May, best player, you don't want him to pick up fouls early.
7:17 here in the first quarter. May picks up his first. Roman now with it near wing next to us. Newsome pump fake the three, drove, kicks it out. Roman's three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Weber. He puts up the shot, no good, and it was tipped back in. Not sure if it was Weber who was able to get the tip, but regardless, it's 2 points for the Ironmen.
I feel like that wasn't really a tip on his end. I feel like it just went off his fingers. He went for the rebound, and it just went in.
2-0 Normal Community leads. 6:45 here in the first. Bologanai gives it off to May. Thought about the three, quickly guarded by Newsome. Now it's thrown out of bounds. Carter Monroe. Little miscommunication right there on offense from the Pirates.
Well, you can already tell the size mismatch, like I said, Owen, about Normal Community versus Palatine. Connor Monroe has got to be at least 5'9", 5'10", but he's being guarded by Noah Cleveland, who is 6'8", 6'9", so should be an interesting storyline as to hide disadvantages.
Monroe, the combo guard, averaging 7.4 points per game. Certainly is going to be on his A game today, as that one knocked away and stolen by Connor May. And now here's Elter. Gives it up to Dick, now to Monroe. Working it around the corner is May. Got stuck, threw it off the foot of Nico Newsome. So May just a little out of sorts right there, but nice heads-up play to throw it off the defender's foot to retain the possession.
Yeah, May, making sure that he doesn't create the turnover, because turnovers come at a premium, especially in these kind of games.
Monroe swings it over to Elter. He'll drive inside, kicks it out. Dick in the corner. He'll dribble around, guarded by Niekamp. Now May with it, left wing, dribbles at the elbow. His jump shot, good. Connor May gets his first bucket.
Man, that was pure, wasn't it? I mean, he comes off the dribble to his right, and he nails the elbow jumper. I mean, that was pure.
5:38 here in the first quarter. It's 2-2. The Ironmen pushing the ball up across midcourt. Braylon Roman gives it up to Niekamp. Back to Roman now at the State Farm Center logo. Now Newsome, his three-pointer, swish! Nico Newsome for three.
They're going to get a lot of those threes in that zone. Palatine does play a good zone, but Normal Community, they know how to play a zone.
Now cross-court pass. Here's Darren Dick with the ball, gives it up to Monroe. He'll dribble around, guarded by Cleveland. Cleveland just kind of towering over him with the size difference. Now opposite corner, it's May. Gives it up to Bologanai. Thought about the three, took the three, no good. Lit off the right, gets his own miss, and put up the shot. No good, but he was fouled and gets 2 opportunities at the free throw line.
I mean, that's got to be one of the reasons why he's considered a Division I player. And it's not because of his size. It's not because of his athletic ability. We know he's got the athletic ability, he's got the size, but he's got the heart to play. I mean, not everyone will go after their own miss, after the shot, after their initial shot. So kudos to him. He's getting 2 shots at the line, and Palatine can cut the normal community lead.
You know, it's always the shooter that knows if the shot's going to make it or not, so they have the best chance to go get their rebound. And Bologanai doing a great job hustling to get that ball, and now gets awarded with the free throws as he knocked in the first one.
He is a good free throw shooter too, so that's the reason why he's such a force down low, because you don't want to foul him, because you know you at least go 1 for 2 at the line, if not 2 for 2.
Second free throw attempt, up and nothing but net for Bologanai.
I had a feeling I was going to jinx him, but I didn't really want to.
The good old announcer's jinx. So 4:50 here in the first quarter, 5-4 Ironmen lead over the Pirates. Some half-court press here by the Pirates. Braylon Roman with it at midcourt, dribbles around trying to find anything on offense. Niekamp picks up a dribble, gives it back to Roman, gives it off to Newsom. Tried to drive down in the baseline, was put up by a wall. Now a kicked out shot to Roman, three-pointer, little off to the left, no good. Ball goes out of bounds. Didn't see who's going to retain it.
I think it's Community. Yeah, it's Community.
Couldn't get a good look at who the ball went off of, but looks like it was last touched by a Pirate, so Niekamp will inbound the ball to the Ironmen. Now it's Roman was surrounded in the paint, and it gives it off a layup. Easy layup for Jaheim Weber. 7-4 Ironmen, 4 minutes to go. Weber had the game-winning dunk in the sectional title over Quincy, becoming the hero for that. That shot good. Floater by Connor May. He gets his second bucket.
Yeah, Connor May, if Palatine's going to have a real chance in this game, he's going to do what he's done best, and that's score points. Ooh, could have been a backcourt there.
Just about an over and back, but Ironman did not commit the penalty. Here's Roman dribbling around. Weber trying to get posted up in the paint. Roman kicks it out. Newsom tried to do the Euro step, and it's going to be called out for a charge.
That's a big moment in this game. Anytime you can draw a charge, that's a big momentum shift right there. All the momentum was going Normal Community's way. They had the lead so far, but after that charge, I got to say the momentum shifted a little bit.
Newsom trying to have a savvy move right there, and couldn't see who took the charge, but an even better heads-up play to be at the right spot, right time, feet position, chest up to take the charge. So with that clock stoppage, we'll get a TV timeout here under 4, 3:32 to play. First quarter, Palatine trails by 1, and so far, what are you seeing, Michael?
I mean, we already knew going in about the size disadvantage. I mean, Normal Community, when they play teams, usually it is a size advantage going their way. But Palatine is no different. It might be one of the most drastic size advantages I've seen. I mean, you talk about someone like Darren Dick. I mean, he's got to be like 5'8", 5'9", but he's being matched up against someone who's a foot taller than him in Noah Cleveland. So, I mean, that's something to keep an eye on, is how does Palatine compete with normal size?
I think another thing to keep an eye on is that when you get so far into the playoffs, especially when you make it this far into the state tournament, really the 5 players you're going to have on the court is your best 5 who you can trust the most to go out and make plays. Therefore, you're not going to see too many bench options for both teams. And when you're looking at both teams, Normal Community is going to probably roll with a 7-man rotation outside of the starting 5. You look at number 42, the junior center, Kobe Walker, who most other teams, I guarantee he'd be a starter, but he's been stuck behind Jaheim Weber and Noah Cleveland. Also for the Ironmen is number 5, junior guard Connor Smith. So while not in the game yet, could see them later. And then for Palatine, mainly their 6-man is going to be the junior forward Casey May, brother of Connor May. And the reason why I point this out is that, you know, these players are going to be up and down the court, just fast pace. You got to wonder if that's going to have a, wear and tear on them as we get later into the second half, maybe the fourth quarter.
I mean, you're bringing a good point, Owen, about the wear and tear. It's not only just for this game. I mean, you're talking about playing, Palatine has played, 36 games going into this game, and Normal Community has also played 36 games going into this game. So the wear and tear on the body throughout the whole season, and now these games start to matter more. So now you're starting to run back and forth even faster than before, even meaningful than before. So you bring up a good point, Owen.
But I'm willing to bet everything that these teams are well conditioned to get to this point.
I mean, just look at this. I mean, Darren Dick on Noah Cleveland.
Dick kicks it out to Monroe. Tries to feed inside to Bologanai. His jump shot, good.
What a strong finish.
Bologanai goes toe-to-toe with Weber and gets the basket, and more importantly, gives the Palatine Pirates a 1-point advantage.
Not afraid of the challenge, that's for sure.
Bologanai, just a great force in the paint. Might have to overcome a size difference, but that lower body, he could be strong enough to go up against anybody.
I mean, it's not a size difference with him in terms of his lower body because he's big and strong down there too. It's just he's not as tall.
Roman feeds it down to Noah Cleveland, gets the turnaround and poked away almost was Connor Smith. Recently checked into the game. We mentioned him just a few moments ago and just about had a crucial steal right there after the bucket.
Kobe Walker's in the game too for the Ironmen. So all 7 players have gotten a piece of court time.
2:25 here in the first. Normal Community up 9-8. Here is Niekamp with it. Almost took an extra step. Jump shot, good. Connor May with another bucket. He's up to 6 points for the Pirates.
Man, it is so pure. I mean, his shot off the dribble, I mean, it's better than most. And if he doesn't play Division I college basketball at that, I mean, it's a disgrace because this kid's got it all. He's got a lot of talent.
Now here, Connor Smith, ill-advised pass, tried to feed it into Walker. That one knocked away, turned over. Connor May, pull-up wing 3, good, rims around. Connor May getting the Palatine crowd excited after that shot.
I mean, no one really picked him up at the three-point line, so that was more so like a practice three-pointer. You just dribble up coast to coast and just nail a three. I mean, that's something he probably does in his sleep.
May with 693 total points this season. Just an all-around scoring threat. That one just about knocked away by May. Smith tried to feed it to Cleveland. Roman now with it. Left wing at the state logo. Weber gives it up to Newsom. Newsom tried to roll a pick and roll. Now it's Roman, far corner. Feeds it inside to Walker. Walker off the glass. Nice basket. Kobe Walker.
Yeah, you already see the size disadvantage. Not that, Bologanai is not as big. He's definitely as big and not bigger. He's just not as tall, and Kobe Walker goes right over the top of Bologanai.
Under a minute to play. 13-11 Palatine. Here's a three-pointer. Rimmed around. No good. That was Carter Monroe. Rebounded by Cleveland. And now Roman brings it up court. Finds Walker inside. Now kicks out Connor Smith, thought about the three-pointer, took one dribble, pulled up shot, and it was good. Not sure if it was tipped back in by flying in Newsom, but the basket counts, ties it up at 13, 30 seconds here in the first quarter.
Let's see if Palatine holds for the last shot. I wouldn't blame them if they did because they have a nice spot right now if they can get the last shot and hopefully a bucket.
I'd assume the Pirates are content with holding for last shot. We'll see if they can get a basket or maybe if Normal Community can get a steal, make a play, and maybe they can get the last second shot. So 10 seconds down on the clock. May gives it up to Alter. Tried to feed it back inside to May. And as I said, Normal Community just forced the turnover. Tried to feed it inside to Connor May, cutting on the baseline. The Ironmen will have 4 seconds.
4 seconds with a football player passing out of bounds. You got to think there might be a good chance for them to get a good shot.
Niekamp looks around. Gives it up to Roman. Picked up at half court. 1 second. Puts it up. No good. And the Normal Community bench has their hands up in the air. They wanted a foul on that last second shot. They're not going to get it. So first quarter is going to come to an end. A 13-13 all ball game here at the first quarter between Normal Community and Palatine. So far, Connor May leading scorer for the Pirates. 9 points on a perfect 4 of 4 from the field. Already proven his scoring threat ability.
And then all 4 shots he took aren't, besides his three-pointer, that three-pointer was a walk in the park for him, but a lot of the shots that he took and made were off the dribble, and they were to his left and to his right. So, like I said in the open, a 3-level scorer. He can score in all levels, score in all phases, and he's just a tough player to guard. He's honestly a tough player to prepare for.
Bolognai also has the other 4 points for Palatine, and on the other side for Normal Community, a little more balanced. Jaheim Weber, 4 points. Nico Newsom, 3. And then Noah Cleveland, Kobe Walker, and Connor Smith, all with 2 points respectively. Here at the end of the first quarter, maybe good opportunity to introduce both head coaches, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, Eric Millstone, 16th season as the head of Palatine. He comes in with a record of 238 and 230, so a little bit more balanced, 50-50. Sometimes he has a great season, sometimes he has seasons he wished he had back. But nonetheless, a great season this year for Palatine, as obviously during the state semifinals coming with a record of 28 and 8. As for Normal Community, coming with a record of 31 and 5. They are head coached by Dave Witzig. In his 25th season with the Ironmen, comes in with a record of 519 and 237. So a great season, or a great coaching career so far for Dave Witzig. He's also a teacher at Normal Community, so he does a little bit of double duty. He got his 500 career win this season at the State Farm Holiday Classic in the championship game when they beat Mateo Valley. So good for him. That was obviously a monumental day for Normal Community and monumental day for him.
So when you look at both coaches, they are both returning here to Champaign in different ways. For Dave Witzig, it's his 3rd time taking Normal Community here to the state championships. But for Eric Millstone, he's actually a University of Illinois graduate. Went to school here, went to high school at Buffalo Grove High School, where his father, Doug, was a coach from 1990 to 2000. And believe it or not, Doug and his wife drove up from Naples, Florida to watch Palatine's Supersectional game. Long drive, but hey, it don't matter with family on the line too.
Hey, and they got to see the team win. They got to see a Palatine win. So all in all, I mean, they would have liked the trip regardless, but to see your son's team win the game and go to state, I mean, good for them.
And 2 experienced coaches, to say the least, both with at least 16 years with their respective programs. So it shouldn't come to a surprise that they've found their way here at the state tournament.
Yeah, anytime you have a coach in a program for a long period of time, double-digit years, usually that means that the school likes the coach and the coach has developed a good culture too.
So starting the second quarter now here in Champaign, 13-13 tie between the Ironman and the Pirates. Here's Roman's 3-pointer, good. Kind of a fadeaway shot right there from the wing, but Braylon Roman, he can knock it down.
Yeah, he's one of the more 3-level scorers, just like Connor May is for Palatine.
Cleveland just throws it across, or sorry, that was Monroe. Threw it across the court to Niekamp for the 3-pointer.
Yeah, I got to wonder if Normal Community will start double teaming these Palatine defenders, because Palatine, they're not as deep and as, commutative scoring as Normal Community. They get a lot of their scoring from 2 or 3 players, so double teams should be coming for Normal Community.
Now Roman with the ball again, working top of the key, gives it up to Niekamp. Swings it over Connor Smith, far corner. Back to Niekamp, swings it over to Roman, looking around. I think they want to get Jaheim Weber, and now it's fed into there. And Jaheim Weber just too easy at that point, going up over everybody for the 2 points.
Well, it was easy for him because Dexter Niekamp made one hell of a pass to him down low.
6:50 to go here, second quarter, 18-16 Ironmen lead. May gives it up to Elter. Now it's Monroe, guarded closely by Connor Smith, almost at midcourt. Elter now driving baseline, kicks it out. Connor Smith almost lost it. Not sure if he wasn't ready for the pass or if it was knocked away, but Connor May still with it. Kind of dribbling around right post, guarded closely by Niekamp.
It's going to be hard to get past Niekamp because he's a football player and he likes to be physical.
Yeah, very strong. Niekamp now drives, and that was blocked. Jaheim Weber with the nice stuff. Now going across court. Smith gives it up to Roman, right wing. Roman trying to direct traffic. Connor Smith, far corner again. Swings it over to Roman, gives it up to Weber. Now it's Niekamp with the ball. Connor Smith tops the key, feeds it into Weber. Looks around, gives it up back to Smith. He'll drive, layup, no good, fouled. Connor Smith attacking the basket, and he'll get 2 free throw opportunities.
If there's one thing I got to say about this game from the moment it tipped off is that both these teams have been very clean. There's not been a lot of free throw shooting for both teams, and I got to say right now there's only been 9 total free throws being shot by both teams, and Connor Smith will add to that total.
5:48 here in the second quarter. 2-point Normal Community lead. Connor Smith with a chance to extend it. He makes the first. Now Darren Dick checking in for Carter Monroe. And now we'll see Kobe Walker and Niekamp take a seat on the bench for the Ironmen.
Yeah, they won't be on there for long, that's for sure. I mean, Normal Community, they thrive off their size, and those are three of the most important players in terms of size on their team.
Great shot, second time for Connor Smith as he makes both free throws, extends the Ironmen lead to 4. And so far, the Ironmen having a great day, shooting 8 of 11 from the field, including 2 of 4 from behind the arc. Now here's a nice feed inside to, that was May, the brother, Casey May. Nice cut inside, gets the layup.
Nice finish, too. Gets it out of the outstretched arms of James Weber. Not easy to do.
Elter was on the dishing side of that equation. Now here's Nico Newsom, swings over Roman, gives it up to Smith, trying to work inside Noah Cleveland. Weber has it, swings across the court. Braylon Ruman wide open wing 3, and it's nothing but net. Normal Community now leading 23-18, 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. And the Ironmen student section getting loud after that huge three-pointer.
You got to think Palatine needs a bucket here.
Ball guy swatted. Jaheim Weber said not today.
Yeah, this is the reason why I say that, you know, someone like Balaganai has a size advantage because he's buffer, he's bigger, but he's not as tall as Gene Weber, so it's easy for Gene Weber sometimes to get those block shots.
Inbounded to Dick, gives it up to May. Now gives up to his brother, Connor May. He'll dribble around, guarded by Noah Cleveland. Corner is Casey May. Now Darren Dick with it at the free throw line, looking around. Connor May, wing 3, no good, but a nice cut by Tommy Elter to get the offensive board, and right there for the putback.
Tommy Elter in the right spot at the right time. The rebound goes right for him, and he knew what to do with it. He gets the finish.
4:20 to go here in the second quarter, 23-20 Normal Community. Here's Connor Smith, feeds it inside to Weber, knocked away by Balaganai.
Yeah, Balaganai, even though he doesn't have the size advantage on Gene Weber, he's not going to back down from any challenge. An offensive lineman in football, a Division I recruit at that, so he's not afraid of any challenge.
Active hands, that's the name of the game for Tony Balaganai, and he certainly did that time. Here's Noah Cleveland, fadeaway jump shot, no good, tipped by Jaheim Weber. I think he was going for the rebound, but it just knocked the ball back into the basket.
That was pretty impressive, honestly. The fact that he kind of closed his hands a little too early, but he still was able to get that finish.
Now Connor May double team, swings across the court to Elter, almost lost it, picked up his dribble, thought about the 3. That feed tried to go into Balaganai, knocked away by Weber, but Balaganai still has it. Pivots his foot high off the glass, and Tony Balaganai, what a shot over the 6'10" big man.
You talk about hands for Tony Balaganai. You talk about his defense, but that time his offense, the handwork, the footwork, they get that shot off. I mean, that's one hell of a shot.
25-22, Normal Community leads, 3:30 to go here, second quarter. Connor Smith, left side, driving in, faded, fouled on the shot, but they might say he passed it.
I mean, that's a foul on Balaganai. How many fouls is? That's a second foul, so now you got to make a decision if you're Palatine. You know, do you sub him out for the rest of the half? But when you do that, you risk losing your size. That's so crucial for you against a team like Normal Community.
It definitely proposes, you know, tough situations and things like that. Obviously, 2 fouls. Not ideal here, kind of later into the first half. But as you said, the size, you're going to need him out there. But at what point can you play against that size and, trust yourself not to foul? So here with 3:24 here at second quarter. Looking at Palatine, Balaganai, 6 points to go along with Connor May's 9. And then on the flip side for Normal Community, Jaheim Weber, 8 points with 4 of 5 shots from the field. He also has 4 rebounds. Braylon Roman with 6 points. And a lot of other scoring for the Ironmen.
Yeah, a lot of the Normal Community scoring has been more commutative-based. You're not getting scored from 2, 3 players. You're getting scoring from 6 players, actually. You're getting scoring from all the starters that have played so far. A lot of not players that you're going to see score a lot of points, but you see a lot of players impact the game in different ways. And that's one of the reasons why Dave Woodsick says that this team, compared to 2015, 2015 you win the game one way. The main reason why they can win the game many different ways is because all the different pieces they have on their team, the way they can impact the game. Shaheem Weber down low, Dylan Roman shooting the three-point balls, Nico Newsom guarding your team's best player, and being a pest on the offensive end and defensive end. So a lot of different ways for this Norman Community team to score, and that's one of the main reasons why they are where they are right now.
And you mentioned Nico Newsom, and he's a player I kind of want to talk about right now. Is kind of heralded by his own head coach as one of the better defensive players on the team over the past month, and he's a transfer from Bloomington High School where he averaged 18, 19, 20 points a game, and now looking at it this season, his senior year for Normal Community, he's down to just 8, 9 points a game, but really he's developed more well-rounded as a player, not being the main scoring threat for the Normal Community. That one inbounded, stolen away, 50-50 ball on the ground, saved by Roman, gives it up to Newsom. Roman at midcourt, dribbling around, trying to find anything. Connor Smith cuts around, gets the ball from him, looking around, finds Newsom in the corner. Smith swings it over to Roman, tries to go inside to Cleveland. He was held underneath, and that might have been Connor May picking up the foul.
It was Connor May, and this is one of the things the Normal Community is going to try to exploit, the height disadvantage that Palatine has, or excuse me, Normal Community has on Palatine. They're going to try to get it down low to the Cleveland and Walker and Weber when they have the chance.
So now with 3:01 to go here in the second quarter, both Belaganai and Connor May facing 2 fouls each. That could be crucial going forward. Here's Braylon Roman dribbling around top of the key, gives up Connor Smith. Pump fake, trying to find anything inside. Bounce pass to the corner, Newsom. Back to Smith. Dribbling around top of the key, bounce pass to Roman, finds Newsom. Other side corner, three-pointer, no good, short off the rim. Rebounded by Roman. His floater, no good. Gets his own miss, puts it up again, no good again. Knocked out of bounds, and I believe it'll go to Palatine.
Yeah, Palatine got a lay there with some non-box outs and Normal Community getting the rebounds. Normal Community, I think, had like 5 offensive chances there on that possession. They were not able to convert.
Yeah, the Ironmen had a great chance at not only second, third, but even fourth opportunity to get a bucket, but Palatine preserves and gets the basket. Here's a swing pass over Connor May, opposite side, three-pointer, no good, rebounded by Walker. Gives it up to Connor Smith, guarded closely by Darren Dick. Now Connor Smith tried to feed it inside, but that ball was kicked off the foot of a Pirate defender.
If I'm Palatine right now, I'm only down by 3, and it seems like I'm only down by 3, but, man, it feels like I'm down by 10. So, you got to be better in terms of how you manage yourself. You got to be smarter. You can't have your best players, your most impactful players pick up your fouls. And, credit to them, honestly, for sticking in this game.
Normal Community subs out Connor Smith and Kobe Walker to go with their original starting 5. Here's Weber underneath. Basket good. Another easy bucket for Jaheim Weber. 27-22, Ironmen lead, under 2 to play here in the first half. Casey May feeds it inside. Connor May down below on the pace, guarded by Newsom. Kicks it out. Tommy Elter swings it across. Dangerous pass, but found the new player checking in, Gibson Lindell. Turnover to Ironman and a floater by Roman. No good. Rebound on the ball. Loose ball. Who's going to get it? It's Noah Cleveland. He's going to drive to the paint, and he missed the layup. Ball rolls out of bounds, and they're going to rule it Palatine ball. So a missed opportunity right there from Noah Cleveland.
You can't have those in your Normal Community. You know you have the advantage on the size, so use that advantage, obviously, to your advantage. When you have raw offensive rebounds because of your size, finish at the rim. And there's been times when Normal Community obviously has done that, but there's been times like that with Noah Cleveland where they haven't. So those shots could come back to bite you.
1:27 here in the first half. 5-point Ironmen lead. Here's Palatine with the ball. Carter Monroe bringing it up across half court, guarded by Niekamp. Gives it up to Elter. Now it's Connor May. Gives it up to his brother Casey. His three-pointer. Little off to the right. No good. Rebounded by Cleveland. 1 minute to go here. Here's Braylon Roman dribbling up. Fast break. Ooh. Tried to kick it out. Thought he had an open guy in the corner, but nobody was there. The phantom pass.
It ended up being the last person on the bench for Palatine, and I I had a feeling that he was going to grab it and act like he was going to shoot it, but nope. Gives it back to the ref, and we keep playing.
So Normal Community turns the ball over, 104 here. Palatine with the ball. Here's Connor May bringing it up. Double teamed by Niekamp and Cleveland. Had to throw it across the court to his brother Casey. Now kicked out Carter Monroe. Pump fake drive. Missed it off the glass. Rebounded by Roman. 42 seconds here, second quarter. Here's Roman. Gives it up to Niekamp. Far wing side, who now gives it back to Roman.
I think Normal Community is going to hold for the last shot. 30 seconds left. I want to blame if they did.
They hold a 5-point lead. No trouble in just holding on to the ball. Get the last shot so you can guarantee, bucket or not, you're going to go into halftime with the lead. Coach Wigsig calling out plays for his offense. Here's Braylon Roman, 10 seconds to go. Clock rolling down to 6. He'll roll left. Now finds inside Newsom, 3 seconds, has to put the shot, blocked by Connor May. Weber had it, but he was blocked as well, and the clocks are gonna hit
call
0.
A foul. They're gonna call a foul, and if this is actually a foul, it would have happened with like 0.1 seconds remaining. Wow.
Oh, wow, so I think they're gonna say Casey May hacked Jaheim Weber on that last second shot, so still zeros on the clock, but Weber's going to get a chance at 2 free throws to extend the already 5-point Ironmen lead. First free throw up, no good, left it short off the front end of the rim.
Dave Lipsick said that Gene Weber's been a bit better free throw shooter than in years past, so let's see if he can hit this last one and put the Ironman lead up to 6.
Weber 61% on the season, and he misses the second one. So 2 crucial freebies missed by Jaheim Weber. And we'll go into the break with Normal Community 27, Palatine 22 here at halftime of the 4A state semifinal. So, Michael, we see a quick, I'd say, and great first half. Overall, what's your takeaways from both teams?
I feel like Normal Community, they're up by 5, and that's a good spot. That's a good spot for them to be up in. But man, if you ask Dave Witzig in an interview, or you ask Dave Witzig going in the locker room, hey, how much do you be up by right now if you played your best basketball? He'd probably say 15, because that's how it felt like right now. I mean, talk about the missed free throws by Gene Weber at the free throw line. That's just 2 points that they could have had. They also could have had more offensive putbacks, but they failed to do so. So if I'm Normal Community, obviously I'm happy with the lead. I think I'm in a good spot right now at the lead still, but man, I should be up by a lot more.
So at the break, kind of run through some team stats here for each, starting with Normal Community. Nico Newsom with 3 points and a rebound. Braylon Roman, 6 points. He's 2 of 4 from behind the arc, as well as 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Dexter Niekamp, scoreless, but he's assisted on 3 buckets. Noah Cleveland, just 2 points for him. He averages 10.5 a game on the year, but he also adds 3 rebounds and an assist. Jaheim Weber, the leading scorer on the entire court. He had 10 points in the first half, shot 5 of 6 from the field, and pretty much all of those shots within 7 feet of the basket, making a living down there in the paint. He also has 6 rebounds to his name. Other scorers for the Ironmen include Connor Smith with 4 and Kobe Walker with 2. As for Palatine, it's been the Connor May show. 9 points, started out 4-4 from the field. He's missed his last 2 shots since then, but he's going to be the main catalyst going forward for the Pirates. Also is Tony Balaganai. He has 6 points and a rebound. But the main thing to know with both of those 2 players is that they picked up 2 fouls each in that first half, so they're going to have to be careful going into the second half. Some other scores, Casey May also had 2 points, and Tommy Elter with 5 as well. Collectively as teams, Normal Community shot 52% from the field, as well as Palatine 50% from the field. So both offenses doing well, getting their shots up, and more importantly to fall. Leads to a close game here at the break. Turnovers haven't been so far of an issue, just 4 and 3.
Yeah, really nothing in terms of like turnovers and fouls, especially for Normal Community, have been much of an issue. It's been the main reason why this game has honestly flown by pretty fast. And I can't wait to see the start of the second half because Palatine, even though they feel like they should be down more, they're only down by 5 at the end of the day. So they feel like they're still in this game, and they definitely are still in this game. But a big storyline for them is their 2 best players, their 2 more impactful players, Connor May and Tony Bologanai, both have 2 fouls. So that's a big storyline for them. Maybe that means they play a little bit softer, but given that this is such a high-stakes game, I don't really think so.
And when looking at the numbers here at the break, I think the biggest discrepancy is the total rebounds. And, you know, you could probably make the case coming into the game that it was going to be a little lopsided towards the Normal community. They're out rebounding him by 9 total boards. The Ironmen have been able to get 8 offensive rebounds that have led to 6 second chance points. So definitely crucial part of the Ironman game. But Palatine staying with them, and I think it's important to note that 5 of the 8 Palatine losses this season have been by 6 points or less. So they're no stranger to the close game, and they find themselves only down 5 at half. They can keep it close here going in the second half. They have the experience to battle a team like Normal Community.
Yeah, and Palatine, you know, you talk about Connor May. It's obviously the Connor May show. Have been most of their games since Connor May's been enrolled at Palatine. But talk about Tony Bologanai using his size down low and, you know, at times, you know, beating the Normal Community taller players just by his pure strength and whatnot. And also, you know, you talk about all these other players for Palatine. Darren Dick is their 3-point shooter. He's a 3-point marksman. He hasn't been going at all. He doesn't even have a single basket. So if they can get him going, then the times can shift for Palatine, and maybe it'd be a better game for them. But as I said before, Normal Community, they're only up by 5. If you ask anyone on that team, they'd feel like they'd be up by double digits. So hats off to Palatine for staying in this game, and hopefully, you know, they can get more contributions, because if it's just the Connor May show, then, I mean, good luck.
Good points right there from Michael Savoy. And maybe take kind of just a overall season recap for both teams, kind of a little bit how they got here. Probably could have done this in the intro, but hey, we're going to do it at halftime while we have the time. So we'll start with Normal Community coming into this game, 8-game win streak. They won their own regional, hosted their own, won their own. They are also in the Pekin sectional and played their super sectional at ISU Redbird Arena. And for them, coming into the year, they knew they were going to be, you know, one of the better teams in 4A across the state. Ranked very highly in the top 10 most of the year. They've had key wins over Manual, Rock Island, Romeoville, Kenwood, Centennial, Glenbard North, and Moline. And also 2 wins against the 2 teams that played in the game earlier in the 3A, Richwoods and DePaul College Prep. They took DePaul College Prep to 2 overtimes, so definitely some great opponents seen by the Ironmen. Their lone losses came to Thornton, Wabansie Valley.
Wabansie
Valley.
I'm a Wisconsinite. It's always a fun name to say, Wabansie Valley.
I'm a Wisconsinite, Michael, so, you know, I'm no stranger to the weird town names, but, man, some of these I just never seen before. So Wabansie Valley, and then they also lost to Downers Grove North, Benet Academy, and Metamora. Their playoff schedule in the regionals, they took down Manuka and Rock Island. Sectionals, they took down Moline, who they lost to last year in the sectional semi. That Moline team went on to win the 3A title with 2 current Iowa Hawkeyes, the Owen Freeman and Harding, I believe, is the other one for Iowa.
Yep, and if you want to know a good story about me and Owen Freeman, he used to go to Bourbonnais, for grade school. He used to go to Upper Grade Center by where I live, so we played basketball against each other in grade school ball. And my grade school team, we weren't ever, like, you know, big, and I would say Owen Freeman's 6'10" now. In grade school, he was 6'4". He was dunking in warm-ups in grade school, which is something you never really see. So it was our senior night for my grade school team. I had to guard him. So think about me right now. I haven't really grown since 8th grade, so I'm still like 5'4". Owen Freeman's like towering over me, a foot taller than me. I have to guard him. My head is at his hip. And he almost tried to put me in a poster. He didn't make the dunk, but man, it was not a fun experience.
So then you can hold that over his head that he didn't make the dunk, so it doesn't count.
So
right?
that was me. That was all me. That was my defense. No, I had nothing to do with that. Great player Owen Freeman is, and he's going to be a stud for Iowa for years to come.
Multiple time Big Ten Freshman of the Week. Certainly a lot of good things for him to come, and the Hawkeyes, very young team. But kind of going back on track with the season for Normal Community, they beat Downers Grove North, who they lost to earlier in the year in the Supersectional. Kind of blew them out 53-29 in Normal. So they had that hometown crowd supporting them. Coach Witzig knew that it was a huge opportunity for them, and he knew the stakes that the hometown crowd were going to lead them. And he said it was both a mixture of a good day shooting for his own team and then a bad day shooting for Downers Grove North. So he'll definitely take that combination, which led him here to the state tournament. They are seeking their first ever state title. They made appearances in 42, 69, 76, 2011, and then we mentioned the 2015 run. And now looking at Palatine, they kind of had a bumpy start to the year. They lost 3 of their first 5 games, but then proceeded to go on a 10-game win streak. Their coach, Millstone, kind of credited your tournament that they played early in the year as what built them into the team that got here. They played some tough competition against teams like Downers Grove North and
all the really big Chicago suburb schools that, are really good at basketball, like you said, Downers Grove North, Mundelein, all those different schools. Or not Mundelein, but Bolingbrook.
Yeah, Bolingbrook, Lake Forest, Riverside, Brookfield. So they saw their own share of good competition, which got them here. Kind of coming into the season, Coach Millstone wasn't really sure what he was going to have. I mean, he said very frankly that if they would have just contended for conference and, that be it, he would have been happy with that. But this team kind of went above that, that mindset. I don't know how else to put it, lack of a better term. But they kind of pushed that and proved that, hey, we can be a great team. And they played together, and they have rattled off 28 wins, so certainly a great season. Anytime you can play at the end of the year in the state tournament, it's a great season no matter what. Looking at their playoffs in the regional, they beat Larkin and Hersey. From the Elgin sectional, they beat Lake Zurich and Stevenson. And then in the DeKalb Supersectional, they topped Gurney Warren with Connor May's game-winning shot. And Gurney Warren was the 8th-ranked team in 4A, so certainly a huge win for them. It was their first sectional win, and now they're here, down 5 at the half of the 4A semifinal.
Yeah, Palatine, I mean, you look at how, their history has gone as a basketball program. Very complete, very competent program. Nothing that, jumps off the page with them, but there's nothing, to seize about this Palatine team. And, going into the second half of this game, they can just be content saying, hey, we're here, we're in the state finals, this is it. We don't have to, try the second half. We can just, roll off and let Normal Community win. But, no, I expect this Palatine team to come out fires blazing second half, especially with Connor May and Tony Bologna coming back from their 2 fouls.
Winner of this game will play Saturday night at 7:30 for the 4A state title. Loser will participate in the 3rd place game later tonight. So far, I've seen some really good basketball. As we mentioned, the game prior was Richwoods and DePaul College Prep. The Rams of DePaul College Prep got the win 51-42 over Richwoods. So Richwoods will play later tonight in the 3rd place game against Mount Zion, who lost to Mount Carmel.
A lot of mounts.
A lot of mounts, yeah, certainly. I was able to see Mount Zion earlier in the year. I went to Metamora, did a story for the Metamora team, but also Danny Greaves. That was right when Justin Dame was announced that he's going to take over after Danny Greaves retired this year. And so I was able to kind of see them play, and they were a great team. So being able to see them again here at the state tournament was certainly cool again.
Yeah, for 4A, we talk about the winner of this game will play the winner of Homewood Flossmoor, New Trier. New Trier is the only team out of all the teams competing in the state tournament. They're the only team that can say they've been here last year. So hopefully that experience from New Trier comes back this year, and hopefully they're, competitive against a really good Homewood Flossmoor team. The best team in the state, Homewood Flossmoor is. So that should be a fun game after this one.
So now we're wrapping up halftime festivities here in Champaign. And Michael, what's your keys going forward to the second half? What teams are going to have to adjust to make sure that they are the ones playing on Saturday night for the 4A title?
If Normal Community wants to play on Saturday night, they have to convert on second chance opportunities. It's going to happen. They're going to be oversized compared to the Palatine. They got to make sure they get the offensive rebound and make shots, because, like I said, the reason why I feel like they should be up more is because they've had so many second chance opportunities. They just haven't been able to convert. So if Normal Community, second chance opportunities. And for Palatine, if they want to play Saturday night, they got to make sure they stay out of foul trouble, especially their best players. Connor May has 2 fouls, and Tony Bloganai has 2 fouls. So they got to stay out of foul trouble, make sure their best players play the whole game, if not the majority. And, yeah, that's their best chance.
Yeah, I think, well, it would be safe to assume that Coach Witzig talked to his big men in Walker, Weber, and Cleveland, saying, hey, their 2 best guys who are guarding you have 2 fouls each. Go after them and see what you can do. So now we are ready to start the third quarter here in Champaign. Palatine will open with possession.
Looks like the bat of the camera for the IHSA broadcast crew is on the court. We got that settled.
Now, Etler will rebound it in, gives it up to Beloganai. Etler driving inside, kicks it out. That's Monroe. He'll drive inside, puts up a shot, no good. Not sure if that was partially deflected by Weber, but he'll grab the rebound.
There's a really good chance it was. I mean, usually a 6'10" guy, outstretched arms, usually you're going to get a deflection here and there.
Here's Newsome, right wing, gives it up to Roman. Now it's Niekamp, finds Newsome, far corner, pump fake the 3, kicks it out to Niekamp, swings it around, Roman with it, right wing, back to Niekamp, left wing, he'll drive inside. Was defended quickly by a wall of Pirates. Weber kicks it out, Roman deep, 3-pointer, rattles in. Braylon Roman for 3.
Braylon Roman is on fire from beyond the arc. Usually he's on fire from beyond the arc. Usually, or not usually he is, but usually he's more of a driver. He's more of he's more of a penetrator, but this time he's on fire from 3.
We'll get a whistle on Nico Newsome, guarded Connor May a little too closely here at the midcourt line. For Newsome, that is it's a second foul, so still in decent shape. Got to be careful. He'll almost swatted that away from Connor May. May pulls up from the elbow, left it short, rebounded by Beloganai, picked up his dribble, and he must have lost his pivot step, going up against Jaheim Weber.
Yeah, it looked like the officials when Weber and Beloganai battle it out, because Weber was being a little bit handsy there on Beloganai. But nonetheless, Beloganai moves his pivot foot and gets called for the travel.
Connor May, being the encouraging teammate, gives his teammate the high five, say, hey, next possession, man. So here's Roman, brings it up right side. He'll dribble around, finds Newsome wide open inside. Shot, left it too much. No good. Rebounded. Here's Dick coming across the court. He'll pull up for 3. No good. Missed it off the front end. Rebounded by Roman. Now Roman bounce past the Niekamp, finds Weber inside, and he was fouled underneath. Don't know who it's going to go on, but that was both Connor May and Tony Beloganai there. So one of them's about to pick up their 3rd. And that's going to be Beloganai picking up his 3rd.
That's a big foul there, and like you said, Owen, one of them was going to pick up their 3rd. Either way, it wasn't going to be a good sign for Palatine. And Beloganai, I think he's going to sit down on the bench. So a big miss for Palatine, missing that size.
6:18 here in the second quarter. Here's Newsome, wide open 3. Good! Nico Newsome for 3.
Now Normal Community's heating up. Now they have the double-digit lead, 33-22.
For Community, that's their biggest lead of the game so far, and that's going to prompt a Palatine timeout from Millstone. Definitely feeling the balance kind of tip Normal Community's way here. Still plenty of time to go here. Third quarter, 6 minutes to go, but when you just lost Beloganai to his 3rd foul, and we're not sure how much time he might see here in the third quarter, and You got to wonder if Millstone might have to bite the bullet and put him in there and just trust his own guy to be smart, play physical, but know when and when not to be overly aggressive.
Yeah, Palatine down by double digits. You bring up a good point, Owen. You might have to take that chance at the end of the day. You don't want to because you don't want to risk him being in even more foul trouble. He's right now got 3. If he picks up his 4th, if he's in the game before the end of the third quarter, then you're in real trouble. But it looks like you're going to keep him sitting, and Palatine will have to do without him.
Elter throws it into Connor May, guarded closely by Newsom. Hands it off to Monroe. Now swings it over to Elter. Darren Dick left side with it. Gives it up to Elter. He'll drive inside. Tried to bounce pass to May. Almost lost it. Puts up the shot. Blocked by no other than Jaheim Weber.
Yeah, you go into Jaheim Weber's house, he's not going to let you in, that's for sure.
Almost had the alley-oop there. Roman wanted Cleveland. Couldn't connect. That one was tipped. And now Elter pulls up for 3. No good. Rebounded by the Pirates. Couldn't see who it was underneath. That was Casey May. His shot was no good, and that went out of bounds, so Normal Community is going to retain the basketball.
His shot was actually a block by Jaheim Weber, and wow, how many blocks does Weber have? He's got to have a lot more than you'd think.
Weber doing a great job as a rim protector so far in this ball game. Here's Niekamp, gives it up to Roman. Roman looking around, not sure where to go with it. He'll instead dribble and wait. Now an overly aggressive Monroe just about got the steal on Niekamp. Gives it up to Weber. Weber in the corner finds a cutting Roman, and his floater's good. A nice dish from Weber to Roman for 2 points.
Palatine really needs to score on this possession. They're down by 13. Momentum's gone Normal Community's way.
4:50 here in the third quarter. Little hesitation there from May to shoot it. No good. Rebounded by Cleveland. Here's Roman. He'll push it up the court quickly. Newsom attacking the rim. Won't get it. Gets the foul.
That'd probably be on Connor May, and if it is on Connor May, that's also his 3rd, so really bad situation. Yep, it is. It's his 3rd foul.
And that's just brutal. If you're a Pirate fan, your 2 best players, Connor May and Tony Bologanai, each with 3 fouls, and there's still a quarter and a half to go here in the 4A semifinal.
You got to think Coach Millstone might want to keep one of them in, so Connor May might have to, be the risk taker here and be in the game.
But then again, Connor May has been really your only offensive threat in this game. He has 9 points on 50% shooting from the field. Newsom, free throw again, gets the friendly bounce, and it's now a 15-point Normal Community lead here, 4:35 in the third. They'll get an Ironman on the foul. Noah Cleveland picks it up. Yeah, kind of going back to my point, Connor May, regardless of the foul, I think needs to be on the court at all times. You're down 15, you need scoring, and at that point, it's not worth trying to save him in the game if you can't have him on the court.
And Normal Community knows that, so what is Normal Community going to do? They're going to keep attacking him. You can make sure that, he's either fouling or he's putting up a good defensive effort.
May gives it up to Monroe. They're kind of working top of the key. Dick to Monroe, and now here's the drive and a put-in by Tommy Elter. Nice drive there from the senior guard.
And Palatine's trying to put a little bit of their own press in just to make sure that they give themselves a fighting chance on the defensive end.
Niekamp has that almost stolen by Elter. Elter on the year, 230 total assists. He averages 6.6 a game, so definitely knows how to dish it out, but he can score as well. Now it's Newsom in the near corner, tried to feed it into Weber, knocked away, looked like by Darren Dick. With the ball going out of bounds, that'll bring us to the under 4 media timeout here in Champaign. Still a 37-24 Normal Community lead. And saw a close first half, back and forth between the Pirates and the Ironmen, but right now in the third quarter, it's going all Normal Community's way.
This was bound to happen, and I already said, at the halftime break that Normal Community, they feel like they should be up more, and this isn't a surprise to anybody really that's been watching Ironman basketball. Most of the games, you think about the teams that they play, usually it's a men amongst boys, because they, like you said, Owen, they look like a real college basketball team when you saw them warm up. A lot of the players on Palatine are not as big as the players on Normal Community, so you got players like Darren Dick and not Connor May, like Carter Monroe guarding, Noah Cleveland and Shane Weber. I mean, that's a men amongst boys. I mean, the advantages are not going Palatine's way. So for Palatine, it's all about being smart and just being safe with the basketball.
In Palatine, they're going to have to, persevere through this. And I think if you ask Coach Millstone, he'll tell you this team is made for that. Going back to the points I made earlier, that this team just doesn't get rattled. It doesn't matter if they're down 10, up 10. In this case, they're down 13. They're still calm, and so it'll be interesting to see when they come out of this timeout break. Just kind of looking at the body expressions and the facial expressions of the team, see kind of where their head's at in this game. Still plenty to go.
Well, if there's one thing that Palatine needed, it was this media timeout, because if you looked at the players on the court for the Pirates, they were gassed. I mean, they were tired, and you talk about that in the open, Owen, about how these players would hold up in terms of their conditioning, and right now you're seeing in Palatine, they're a little tired.
Another big notable stat here in the second half. Both teams went into halftime shooting over 50% from the field. Palatine now down to just 38%. So their shooting woes have taken place here in the third quarter. Here's Connor Smith, gives it up to Roman. Back to Smith. They're kind of left and right wing. Bounce pass to Newsom. Here near side corner, swings it over Roman, three-pointer, short, barely got the rim, but Kobe Walker, right place at the right time to put it back in.
Another second chance opportunity for this Ironman team, and Kobe Walker takes care of the situation.
Kobe Walker puts it back to a 15-point Ironman lead. Here's Connor May underneath, puts up the floater, good. Connor May still with the shooter's touch.
Yeah, he's not going to play scared just because he has 3 fouls. He's going to make sure that he gets his, and he wants to make sure that Palatine has a fighting chance.
Ironman had to get over the cross line quick. They almost had a 10-second call. 39-26. They lead it. 2:43 to go, and here's a floater, no good by Walker. Rebounded by Weber, and his shot no good, but he was hacked on the arm in doing so.
It might be Connor May again.
Yep, oh, wow.
It is Connor May. That's his fourth.
And now Connor May with 4 fouls. Still only 2:39 to play in the third quarter. And we look over across the court at the scores table. Tony
Belonganite.
It was bound to happen at one point, Michael. We've done great so far. But Belonganite at the opposite side, ready to check back in. And, yeah, he's going to replace his teammate Connor May.
You would have loved if you're Palatine, obviously, and then have Connor May pick up his third or even his fourth. But, you switch him off with Belonganite, and Normal Community, their mindset doesn't change with Belonganite as it did with May. They're going to keep attacking Belonganite. Maybe Belonganite picks up his fourth, and if that happens for Palatine, I mean, man, that's a bad situation.
Weber knocked in the first free throw. Second one just as good. It's now 41-26. Normal Community leads, and now the Ironmen going with a full court press, going after. Almost had a travel right there, but it was Connor Smith who got the loose ball. They call it travel, and I think that they're going to say Connor Smith because he fell as he was getting possession of the ball. Yep. But I really thought they were going to call the travel prior to that pass on the Pirate with the ball. Now here's a nice inbound pass. Belonganite back to Elter. Three-point shot, fouled and made! Woo. Darren Dick with the three-point and one shot. The Palatine crowd didn't have too much to cheer for here in the third quarter, but that shot just injects some life and energy to get this team going.
And look at the student section for Palatine. Now they're into this game, and Darren Dick, we knew it was going to happen. The team's three-point shot. We knew he was going to try to hit some three-pointers, and wow, what a big one here. A 4-point opportunity.
One of the best shooters on the Pirate team. He shoots 35% from behind the arc and 80% at the charity stripe. His free throw, no good for the guy who I mentioned was 80% from the free throw line. Don't got to make any conclusions right there on, the announcer's jinx. Now here's Walker, gives up to Newsom underneath the basket, kicks it out, 50-50 ball, kind of just rolling around to Niekamp. Now down low to Weber, gives it up to Walker, and he was fouled by Carter Monroe.
Carter Monroe, he's got to be at least 5'9", 5'10", and obviously you go up against someone like Kobe Walker. He's got to be at least a foot taller than him at 6'10". I mean, that's all really Monroe can do, really, is hack down low, and hopefully he gets the steal, but that time was a foul.
Just the fourth team foul on Palatine, so Normal Community had to inbound the ball, stolen away by Elter. Now here's Monroe, gives it back to Elter, near corner on the left side, gives it up. Bolognais thought about the three-pointer instead, gives it up to Casey May. May drives inside, tries to go with the high hook shot over the defender, couldn't go. Now it's Newsome pushing the ball up the court for the Ironmen. Newsome gives it up to Roman, looking around, scanning the defense. Here's Niekamp, right side, finds Walker at the free throw line. Here's Roman, working inside, tries to go off the glass, and good. Normal Community just kind of getting whatever they want right now, as they are up 43-29, 118 here in the third quarter. Now here's Monroe driving inside, gives it up to Bolognais. His shot blocked again by Weber. Now quick transition for the Ironman. Nice move by Newsome, but he couldn't connect. Oh, it was a nice Euro step, but left the layup short. Now Monroe's three-pointer. Missed that one entirely. Somehow saved by Elter. Ball on the ground, and it was Weber and Bolognais going after it. Refs talking, and they're going to get a foul on Bolognais. Oh, and that is crucial.
Yeah, Eric Millstone, the Palatine head coach, looking in disarray right now, and obviously your two best players, your two most impactful players, are all in major foul trouble.
So we're not even to the fourth quarter yet, and both Bolognais and May, 4 fouls each. I mean, I can't believe this.
It's not a good situation for any team to have your two most impactful players all on the verge of fouling out. All they need is one more foul, and they're out of the game, and we're not even in the fourth quarter. So not the situation that Eric Millstone wanted to be in.
So now with that foul, it puts Normal Community over the threshold to shoot free throws. It's Weber at the free throw line. So far today, he has 12 points and 12 rebounds. Missed the first free throw right there, a little too much off the back end of the iron. Weber having a great performance here in the first game of the tournament. He's had a great season overall.
It's another double-double for him. Nothing really new for him.
Gets a friendly roll on the second free throw, and he'll be checked out by Noah Cleveland. Extends the Ironman lead to 54 seconds here in the third quarter. We'll see some Ironmen sit on the bench, wrap up third quarter, get them ready for the fourth. Inbounded to Monroe. He'll bring it up and double teamed in the corner by midcourt. And that's knocked away by Newsome. Now Niekamp with it, tries to put up the shot. They'll get a foul and a charge.
Yep.
And that was the number 5, Jordan Mock, senior guard. All 5'8" of them standing in the paint, took the charge, and he'll get checked out for Connor May, who's going to be coming in with 4 fouls here with under a minute to go. So Jordan Mock didn't get a whole lot of playing time, but made a difference right there to cause the offensive foul.
Big momentum shift, too, like I said before about charges, and hopefully Palatine can score lastly and get the deficit cut down a little bit.
Elter gives it to Monroe. Now it's Connor May with the ball. Passes it to Dick. Back to Monroe, far side. Excuse me, that was Elting. Tried to drive inside, put up the shot, and he was fouled by Kobe Walker. Kobe Walker with his first. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was on Cleveland. I wasn't too sure either.
Yeah, I thought it was Walker down there, but they clarify, and it was Noah Cleveland picking up the foul. His second. Tommy Elter at the free throw line. Gets the first one to roll. Tommy Elter now up to 8 points on the day. Connor May is still the leading scorer for the Pirates with 11. Bolognais behind him with 6 points as well.
If you want to look at the size difference, you look on the free throw line right now. Jordan Mock with all the Normal Community size, I mean, wow.
Elting misses the second free throw. 20 seconds to go here, third quarter, 44-30. Normal Community leads. Roman with the ball, kind of dribbling at midcourt. Probably just going to wait it out for the last shot attempt of the third quarter. Gives Nico Newsome inside at the Big Ten logo. picked up his dribble, turnaround jumper, rolled in and out, rebounded by Cleveland. He puts up his shot, and it's good. Clocks are 0 at the end of the third quarter, and Normal Community just used their size advantage on that possession to get the 16-point advantage to head into the fourth quarter. I believe that's their biggest lead of the game so far, and what a time to have your biggest lead of the game going into the fourth.
I mean, think about it. 16-point lead. You've been playing a great game. You've been playing a very clean game. Now, now you talk about your opposition. The two most impactful players for your opposition, all with 4 fouls. Connor May has 4, and Tony Blungenai has 4. So when you're talking about Palatine, the odds are honestly all stacked against you. So for Palatine, it's going to take one valiant effort from their whole team. Now, it can't be just Connor May now, because if it's just Connor May, there's something that's going to happen within the 8 minutes if he's the one only shooting the basketball. There's going to be either a charge that's going to be called against him and he's out of the game, or something bad's just going to happen with them. But you talk about that last possession with Noah Cleveland getting that N1 opportunity. That was 4 Pirates. And he was able to pump fake, get them all jumping up in the air, all trying to swat the ball, and he was able to finish. What an effort, honestly, from Cleveland, and what an effort all game, honestly, from all the tall community players.
And that last possession, that is just the play that summarizes the rebounding category here in this game. The Ironmen have out-rebounded Palatine 27-9 on the offensive glass. Just really doing work there, cleaning the glass. And for Normal Community, a lot of that defense has been translating to offense. They're shooting 53% from the field, and I think more importantly, 56% from three-point, 5 of 9. They've been able to do a little bit of all scoring, inside, mid-range, three-point shot from a lot of different players. You had Weber, Roman, Newsom. They've been been able to get it done so far. And now we're heading into the fourth quarter, and both teams coming out of their breaks, their huddles. And, Michael, what is one thing you're telling each team as you're heading into the fourth quarter to finish this game?
It's tough for Palatine because, like I said, all odds are stacked against you. You can't really change much of your defense because if you go man-to-man against this Normal Community team, they're going to eat you alive because size matters a lot with the man-to-man defense. So I'd probably stick with the 2-3 zone, and I would say this if I'm Palatine. I would say our 2 most impactful players are all with major foul trouble, 1 more foul from each, and they're out of the game. So it takes a complete effort from all 5 players on the court. It takes all 10 hands to make anything happen. So that's a big thing for Palatine. For Normal Community, keep staying the course. They're here for a reason. 16-point lead. Just keep doing what you're doing and feed the big guys down low because obviously Palatine doesn't have the size to compete with Normal. So that's been a big thing all game for the Ironmen.
Looking across this court behind Normal Community's bench, you just see their student section. They're hyped up to start this fourth quarter.
Yeah, the student section, obviously, the Orange Crush sits in the State Farm Center, and obviously the parents, also sitting in the orange too.
Turnover there from Nico Newsom. He tried to find it inside. Here's Connor May driving left baseline. Looks around, kicks it out. Monroe, three-pointer, no good, little off to the right. Gets his own miss. And now that was Monroe. Elter missed the previous shot. Now Monroe attempts a three-pointer. His little short, rebounded by Cleveland. Here's Connor Smith with the ball, gives it up to Roman. Near side us here at the midcourt line. Connor Smith going back and forth with Roman. Each of them at both logos on the wings. Now it's Newsom in the corner, gives it back to Smith. Roman, right side drives, baseline, double team, kicks it out. Smith trying to drive around the free throw line. Knocked away by Elter, and now he'll go coast to coast with the layup. Tommy Elter getting any scoring for the Pirates. They definitely need it.
The lid was taken off the basket now. Palatine fans are starting to get on their feet, and they're starting to think that they have some life here.
Now Noah Cleveland in the paint, tried to go up for the stuff. He didn't get it cleanly, but it rolled in.
Hey, 2 points is 2 points, and Noah Cleveland taking the life out of Palatine there.
It'll go in the box score as the, 360 windmill dunk. Still the same 2 points. Here's Etler. No look pass to Casey May. Now it's Monroe. Connor May closely guarded by Newsome. Monroe tried to go inside, had to kick it back out. Casey May, three-pointer, off to the left, rebounded by May, put up for the basket.
Yeah, May, when he got that rebound, he wasn't really too sure what to do with it. I mean, good box out there from Nico Newsome, but it went right to May, and he was able to finish.
5:50 here in the fourth quarter, 14-point Ironmen lead. Here's Roman, right wing next to the State Farm Center logo. It's Smith now left side. Bounce pass back to Roman. Corner is Newsome. He'll be double teamed. Tried to find it to Kobe Walker inside. No good. Rebounded by Cleveland. And he was pushed underneath going for that ball.
Man, he really had the work for his own there, and I was not surprised, or I was very surprised that a foul was not blown right off the bat because they were swatting at him. He was getting halted down there down low, but ultimately a foul does get called, and Tony Belangenai in the ball game for Palatine.
Yep, back in with 4 fouls. So both him and May still in the game. 5:30 go with the 4 fouls for Normal Community. It was Weber and Niekamp checking back in. Noah Cleveland, his pass was tipped, almost turned around. Roman still with it midcourt, guarded closely by Darren Dick. Kind of sidestep inside was Roman, and he'll get fouled on the shot attempt.
Yeah, I mean, Normal Community, they're just staying the course. Like I said, nothing's really changed with how they play their game. They don't want to give Palatine, especially in this situation, any thoughts of having an opportunity to come back in this game, and they've been doing a pretty good job at it.
Dexter Niekamp picks up his 3rd foul as the first free throw is good by Braylon Roman. Roman up to 14 points after that made free throw. His second shot good. So Braylon Roman with 15 leading the Ironmen on the floor today. 50-34 lead. 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Darren Dick brings up the ball, gives it off to May. Belangenai to May down below. Tries to go around, spin move. Nice post move from Connor May off the glass.
Yeah, Palatine's got to play real aggressive defense, and that's how the odds are not stacked against them because 2 of their most impactful players have 4 fouls. They can't really afford to be that aggressive.
50-36. Here's Roman right next to us, right wing. Gives it up to Niekamp. Niekamp looks around, gives it back to Roman. Now it's Cleveland at the free throw line. His pass was tipped to Newsome. Newsome drove inside, and he took one too many steps. Travel.
Man, a bucket for Palatine on this possession right here can go a long way. Get a little bit of their own run going and get down this lead a little bit.
Still seeing the full court press from Normal Community. Casey May, guarded closely by Cleveland, gives up to Belangenai. And he took too many steps as well. Travel. Belangenai with another crucial turnover.
It would have been a nice move. He did a little bit of spin move, but Gene Weber did not fall for the trick, and he had his 6'10" lengthy arms up in the air, and there was no way for Belangenai to get a shot off. So just not a good situation for Belangenai.
We get the "you can't do that" chant from Normal Community student section. Now Niekamp looking around at the wing. Gives it up to Roman. Finds Cleveland near the Big Ten logo. Finds a cutting Newsome. Puts up the shot. No good off the glass. Rebounded by Monroe. 3:50 here in the fourth. Palatine with the ball. Connor May, left wing, near midcourt. Guarded closely by Newsome. Some hand fighting in between Newsome and Connor May. Belangenai sets the screen, trying to give his teammates some space. The floater, nice floater. Connor May with a nice touch.
Yeah, he's really taking this game into his own, and if Palatine wants a chance, it can't just be him, but right now it is just him, and right now they're only down by 12, and you never really know.
3:20 here, 12-point Normal Community lead. Here's Roman at the State Farm Center logo. Gives it up to Niekamp. Now it's to Cleveland. Spin move off the glass. Nice move, Noah Cleveland.
I have a feeling that, that Connor May would probably put up a better contest than that, but given that he's 4 fouls, no risk taken there.
Skip pass across the court to Dick. His three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by the Ironman. Here's Roman. Gives it up to Niekamp, top of the key. Open shot was knew somebody passed on it and was fouled by, looks like Casey May.
They're probably looking to get into the TV timeout. That's a foul that they probably wanted because, like I said before about this Palatine team, they look gassed right now.
Yeah, something they don't see often in the regular season with the media timeouts, but you get that advantage here at the state tournament. 2:45 on the clock, fourth quarter, 52 for Normal Community to 38 for the Pirates of Palatine.
Yeah, this is a game that, Palatine, we knew going in weren't as, as many teams were, not as, in terms of size, comparable to Normal Community. This is a game that, it came down to Connor May and all the impactful players for Palatine, and right now they've been almost, I shouldn't say non-existent because they've definitely been there, Connor May especially, but you got to think without the foul trouble, they had more of an impact, but certainly just the foul trouble has been a big problem for this Palatine team.
In Normal Community, they're doing a great job both offensively and defensively, limiting the opportunities of the Pirates and also creating opportunities of their own. They've been able to get some fast transition buckets from turnovers. They've been able to be threats across the entire court for the Pirates. And, as we mentioned before, that size is just overwhelming at times. And when you got a team that's just rolling the way they are, it's impossible to stop.
Yeah, Normal Community, if they do end up pulling away from this game and winning, they'll obviously get the winner of Homewood Flossmoor and New Trier. If I remember correctly, Homewood Flossmoor played Bradley Bourbonnais in the regular season but lost to the Boilermakers. A big reason why was because of Bradley's size with 6'10" Nick Allen. So I got to think if there's a Normal Community matchup with Homewood Flossmoor, I would think a lot of the advantage would go Normal Community's way because Homewood Flossmoor is not, in terms of size, not up there Normal Community either, but they have a lot of athleticism. So that should be a fun one if that comes to be. But first off is this game, so let's see how this game finishes.
Yep, it's always a one game at a time approach, especially when you get to this far in the tournament. In order to make it farther, you gotta advance one game at a time. That's all it takes. And looking at the scoring leaders here on the floor, Normal Community has Braylon Roman with 15 and Jaheim Weber with 13, along with his 12 rebounds. And then for Palatine, Connor May has 17 from an efficient 8 of 12 on the floor.
Yeah, very efficient, and that's what wins you ball games is that kind of shooting.
Connor May, a Washington University St. Louis commit. The good old Wash U down in the Arch City. Speaking of the Arch City, the Arch Madness going on. Bradley plays tonight against UIC.
Yeah, the Arch Madness and Missouri Valley Conference play is always a good time, and usually Missouri Valley in general is just a very competitive conference.
Roman double teamed by Elter and Dick. Roman gets away from it. Jumper good. Braylon Roman, have yourself a game.
Oh, Braylon Roman, I mean, he's been unreal all season, and this game is not much different. He's been scoring at will.
2:10 to go, 54-38, Normal Community, and they're going to get Roman on the foul.
Yeah, Roman had the right idea in that situation. I would jump the passing lane, but he just jumped in too late and bumped into the Palatine defender. That Palatine player was Carter Monroe, so he bumped into it too late and got called for the foul.
Some stoppage right here. Not sure if the official's looking at something on the floor. Whatever it is, it's all good. They're going to inbound it. Elter gives it to Connor May. May guarded by Newsom at midcourt, gives it up to Monroe. Monroe try to get a pick from Bologanai. Instead, he'll swing it across to May. May works inside, puts up a shot, and denied. A lot of Iron Men in there, so can't see who was the culprit of the block. More like a collective team effort. And as Monroe tried to kick it out to Elter, there was a whistle on the court. Foul on Noah Cleveland. Cleveland picks up his third foul. Darren Dick, corner, guarded by Niekamp. Inside, knocked away, tried to go Bologanai. Three-pointer, Dick, too much, missed it. Niekamp now with it, guarded closely. Here's Newsom, breaks the full court press. Jaheim Weber slams it! Jaheim Weber taking the roof off the State Farm Center.
And that might be the dagger in this one. An 18-point lead for Normal Community. We're just approaching a minute 20 left, and should be the dagger.
56-38 Ironman lead. Mays three-pointer, no good, short. Cleveland has the rebound. Now Roman dribbling around, and he was fouled by a Pirate. And the Normal Community fan base, lots of orange in here. I mean, it's already an orange building given the Illini, but they are on their feet. They are feeling like they're going to play tomorrow night at 7:30 for the 4A state championship.
As a player, I can tell from some experience that if your student section says, I believe that we can win, that means that you're going well.
Got to wonder maybe if Millstone will take his seniors off the court, give them a chance to have a standing ovation. That one knocked away by Elter. Cleveland still has it. They're just throwing it around. Clock rolls to 45 seconds, and there's a foul by Elter. And we see a hockey shift. 5 Ironman players waiting at the scores table to check in.
Same thing with Palatine.
Palatine's going to do the same, so hats off to the Ironman starters, especially Braylon Roman with 17 points, Jaheim Weber, 15 points, 12 rebounds, and even Nico Newsom had a great game with 8 points. And Noah Cleveland, got to mention, 8 points, 9 rebounds. So their starters definitely on point today when they needed them the most.
You just had a feeling that, you know, the Normal Community big men, especially the big men, Noah Cleveland, Jaheim Weber, and Kobe Walker, you just knew they were going to feast because of Palatine's size advantage or disadvantage.
And that's Roman making the first free throw. And the Orange Ironmen will take a seat and anticipate tomorrow's matchup. And also Palatine's starters coming off the court. And just a moment right here, Connor May is going to see his high school career. Well, shouldn't say that. They're still going to have the third place game later tonight, but
he's not going to be able to play for the ultimate prize. Let's say that. And for Normal Community, for the next game, the home of Flossmoor and New Trier, whoever comes out of that game is going to have a tough matchup with Normal Community. It should be fun.
Roman makes the final free throw, puts the Ironmen up 20, under 40 to play. See if maybe a Pirate, who hasn't played much today, see if they can get in the box score. But that time there's an offensive foul caused by Jaden Ulrich.
What about Jaden Ulrich? I mean, he's got to be at least close to my height, maybe a little taller, but he's got to be the outlier in terms of size on this team. He's got to be at least like, what, 5'6"?
Normal Community just looking to get the ball over half-court line, and maybe they'll just wait this one out. Palatine still playing a close defense, 20 seconds to go in the fourth, down 20. Here's Cleveland. Sorry.
He looks just like Cleveland, though. I got to give it to you. He's number 32, not 23.
Kick ball from Mock.
That was Owen Osborne.
That number 32 is Owen Osborne. Number 43 in Gabe Neege. Number 30 Mac Brennan. Number 21 Trey Burdett. And also number 4 Tarian Darnell. So good to see some of these guys from the bench get to touch the court and see some game action.
Certainly, and this is no change to the Norfolk community. They play a lot of blowout games.
Knocked away by Jack Hauser, the junior guard. Still 6.4 on the clock. Ironman just looking to inbound it. They'll hold on to it. And Normal Community will be playing for their first ever state championship tomorrow night in the 4A title game. They finished second back in 2015, but now have a chance to do something they have never done before as a program.
Yeah, they have an opportunity to do what 2015 team couldn't do. They have an opportunity to do what any team in Normal Community couldn't do. Despite the great Normal Community teams that we've seen play, none of them have won the penultimate prize in high school basketball, that is a state title game. They have a good opportunity to do it on Saturday, or I guess it would be tomorrow, against either Homewood Flossmoor or New Trier.
So Palatine will now play for the third place game later tonight. And, you know, just got to congratulate Palatine on a terrific season they had. Nothing to hang their head about. They're a top 4 team in 4A. And, you know, they knew they were going up against a mountain, literally, against this Normal Community team. And the Ironmen just really put together an all-around performance featuring multiple players who were difference makers on the court.
Yeah, I mean, the size in our community, we knew it coming in. We've already talked about it during the broadcast, obviously, but it's the big advantage for them is the fact that Palatine didn't have much size in terms of taller players. They only had, you know, Tony Belunganai down low, and he was a beast down low as well. But when you have 3 players that are 6'10", it's just hard to compete against them with any team in any class, any team, any league. It's hard to compete with that.
Looking at the final numbers for both teams, the victorious Normal Community Ironmen, Nico Newsom 8 points, Braylon Roman 19, Noah Cleveland had 8, Jaheim Weber with 15 points and 12 rebounds, Connor Smith had 4 points, and Kobe Walker with 4 points as well. For the Pirates of Palatine, Connor May with 17 points, Tommy Elter with 10, Tony Belunganai with 6, Casey May with 2 points, and then Darren Dick with 3 points as well. Overall, Michael, what are your final thoughts from the 4A semifinal matchup?
Palatine had it going for them early. They stuck with community, but then again, their 2 best players, their 2 most impactful players got in foul trouble, and that's really what did it for them. Along with Normal Community's size, that was an advantage for Normal Community. It was just everything was against Palatine, and they just weren't able to pull it out. And congratulations to Normal Community. We said it all season. We've seen it all season. They can compete with the best in 4A, and they're competing for a state title, their first in program history tomorrow.
So once again, Normal Community victorious by 20 by a score of 58-38. Normal Community will play tomorrow night at 7:30 for the 4A title, and Palatine will play later tonight for the third place game. Thanks for tuning in with us this afternoon for state tournament basketball. As for my partner, Michael Savoy, I'm Owen Dimple signing off. We'll see you tomorrow night for the 4A title game.